Hey guys, welcome back. So, it's been a while since I've done a video. I do have your two upcoming videos that are going to be posted this week. Basically, what's been going on is that I injured myself and I've been going through physical therapy. Those that follow me would probably know about that, and those that don't will, surprise, motherfuckers! No, I'm just kidding. So I just been going through this whole entire loop, and in the last video that we were talking about relapse and where it's coming from, whether if it's like depression, whether it's being lonely, horny, bored, whatever you want to call it. So I said I was going to relapse with you guys, and that's basically what I did. This past month, give or so, in April, that's basically what I've been doing. I would say maybe, I don't know, a handful of times, two handfuls, I guess. And since I've been going through this depression, I just kind of wanted to like amplify it, right? I just wanted to, kind of demonstrate and kind of empathize with the audience that actually goes through this whole, depression because they masturbate so much, or, because of whatever reason. It could be you don't have a girlfriend, or you just have an addiction to pornography, or however you want to explain it. I'm right there with you. All right. So I've been exhausted. I still am exhausted. I've been trying to do so much, and it's kind of overwhelming. But I've been through this before, and that's what is very important because as you go through things, you find a very calming place because you're desensitized to it. You have this experience behind it, and that's what it is. It's an ongoing experience. And basically, what we try to do is that you understand life because you have experience, and with experience means that you fuck up. You really do. As simple as that. You mess up, and sometimes you just can't go back. So you just have to keep going and start all over again. So that's what it is. And what I want to kind of just bring into the conversation is one of three things. One is, guys, if you're still masturbating, just get out there, man. There's a whole population of women that are just as sexual and adventurous as you guys may be, or if anything, they're looking for someone that is as calming and romantic as a person that you can be. That takes time. You have to cultivate yourself and understand that as well. The other thing that I wanted to kind of bring up is specifically how you can approach this. It's very difficult for you to kind of understand that there is anything like beyond this, that there is a prize behind the door. There really isn't, honestly. Basically, you'll get to the point that you're just like, all right, I did 100 days, I did 365 days, I didn't find out anything. Why did I do this? Right? Am I going to do this for the rest of my life? I feel like I'm not really understanding what the whole point was. Even when I'm having sex, it might be too much because I'm overstimulated so fast. I feel like I might need to masturbate. Am I doing this right? So it's this whole conversation with yourself. So you start contemplating things, you start overthinking things, you start micromanaging everything that you want to do. And the same thing with your life. You're trying to figure out, oh, should I buy that house? Oh, should I get married? Or should I do that one thing? Should I go for that job? I'm not really sure. You have to find faith. Faith is something that every human kind of goes through, and what faith does, it brings vitality. It brings vitality to action, it brings vitality to life, it brings vitality to thoughts, it motivates people. It's that one thing that is basically an animal instinct that we have. It is an innate thing. So they were talking about this book called Start with Y, with Simon Sinek, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And basically, just like we mentioned in the video of the secrets to sex, we're looking at what, how, and why. And basically, in the circle, you start with why. And that's the core motivation of people. That's emotion. That's raw emotion. And basically, what you're doing is being able to control that. You're trying to control your emotions. So a person that can't control their emotions can't control themselves, which means that they do stupid things. Um, they're in society. If you can't control your language, obviously it seems that you're uneducated, which doesn't mean that all the time, but for most people it does, that you don't have an expanded vocabulary. So you see that you start cultivating these things as you're going through this process. And it's very important because what happens is that you can't force yourself to stay in. You know, you have to actually express yourself as a person, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're social beings. And finding something that kind of motivates you to do that is very important, whether it means going to meetings, meetups, group meetups, whether that means going to church, whether that means finding a relationship with someone that you want to meet. It could be in a bar, it could be at a store, grocery store, it could be at the mall. It's something that is a raw instinct. You know this because you feel it in your gut, you feel it in your heart, and you feel it in your throat, and you feel it all in your body, and you know that you should do that one thing, and it's like always pulling you back. It's just like that flinch. It's a flinch, basically. And what you have to do is you have to literally fight that flinch. So the book Flinch, right? They talked about how boxers, fighters, give like act on the flinch. So instead of like flinching back, they will move or hit or react first, as they flinch. It's a quick instinct. And that's basically what we're developing. We're developing this instinct of, okay, I know it's a quick thinking of, oh, I have so much to do. I'm thinking about sex. What should I think about first? What am I doing right now? Am I having sex, or am I doing what I need to do in terms of work? What is more important right now? Obviously, if I'm with a person, I want to be intimate. I want to focus on that. If I'm doing my work alone and I'm thinking about sex, then I probably want to focus on my work. So having faith that you are going to be able to do that, it will yourself. Your mind has that auto-suggestion. And again, with auto-suggestion, which is your affirmations, with emotion, your mind will find the way. So it could be like, okay, I was able to finish my work today. That means I have time to actually go to the gym, or meet my girlfriend, or meet my partner, or go out to meet people. It makes more sense that way. It makes it easier for you to continue on developing this lifestyle. And you want to actually use that energy to express yourself in any way possible. Some people are extroverted, some people are introverted. It doesn't really matter. What you're trying to do is kind of just understand that people can give you wisdom from where you are, in your journey and everything like that. And we're social beings. So it also helps with, not thinking about sex all the time, or masturbation all the time, or porn all the time. It will kind of shift the focus. It means like, okay, I met this really cute girl, maybe she's interested in the same things that I am. Same thing with work. You're shifting exactly, from sex to work. Same idea. So having faith is very important, just because it's this core motivation. And again, like I said before, we have groups. Brain Buddy actually has NoFap. Reddit actually has NoFap Nation. There's a support group. They will motivate you to keep doing this. Even meeting people out, meeting people, meeting girls, meeting guys. There are support groups that kind of guide you through this whole entire process. And it's very important that you have that, because sometimes it feels like you're alone. And again, going back to faith, that's what motivates people when they're alone, is faith, because you have faith that things are going to work out for you, even if you don't have a support. And the support is just something that reinforces the faith when you are alone, because again, you'll go through periods of time that, you're in that pain period, and you're not able to actually follow through what you want to do because either you're in pain, or it's not the right time, or it's just not a priority at the time, but you want to do it because there's not that much time in the world. So that's what it is it's becoming busy, it's becoming sociable, it's becoming aware and conscious of your thoughts, and being the master and controller of your thoughts. um, Being able to do that creates a nice platform and foundation for you to use that momentum, energy, and thoughts and focus on your dreams to make them reality. It makes perfect sense. A lot of people have written books about that. Great book that I'm reading right now is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I'm kind of halfway done with it, and it's all about the thoughts, and it's all about having the desire. And having desire is not bad. You want to be able to love your masculinity. You have to be able to love that you want to have sex. It's as simple as that. Why? Because that's who we are. And don't be ashamed of that, because once you start shaming yourself, then that's bad. And those are one of the first videos that I've ever done. Like, what is shame? And that's what happens sometimes. And that's why people feel ashamed about their sexuality. They feel ashamed about watching pornography or whatever they like, sexually, or just in general, explicitly. And just finding people that are open about that, it's very difficult because people would just rather stay home and, have internet interactions. And once they go out, it's very blah. Like, that was not the same conversation. It's all about the mind, and if you make that possible, it will become a reality. You'll meet people that you've thought about, and you'll meet people that you've dreamed about. And it's very fascinating how all this coincides with just being out there, putting yourself out there, being vulnerable. And what being vulnerable means is being open with your emotions. You have to be open with your emotions and be able to control your emotions in certain times so you can keep that momentum, so you can be successful, so you can be efficient and productive. All right, so let's get back to work, guys. All right, so I'm out and about, what I just talked about. Peace. Good luck in the first month, and if not, welcome to the fifth month. And again, content continues on. If you're advanced, if you're kind of in between, you've done this a couple of times, you kind of stopped and kept going, and if you're new to this as well. All right, guys, so let's do this. Peace.